Hello there, it is I, the Bearded One here, and as you can see, there's been a couple of changes. I have another live guest. Redid the studio a little bit, wiring and lighting, and still trying to figure it all out, the sound and everything. But I think we're getting there. We're down in a very hot basement, so I have my sweat towel today. That's going to be with me, along with this beautiful woman right here. Now, this beautiful woman is my second guest on the show. She is my wife, Jenny.
Hello.
She is another one. I had Dakota on. I'll have my son on probably in the next couple episodes. That's going to be an interesting one. But again, the reason why all of this is happening is, again, like I spoke about Dakota, and I'll speak about my wife Jenny here. It's a family effort, team singer, as we call it.
For sure.
Everything. It's a part of each player. Definitely makes up the team. Everybody has their role. This is the captain of the ship. I've said that before, and I'll say it again. If I was steering the ship, we would have sank a long time ago. So I'm grateful to her for everything that she does.
Thank you.
And I guess let me, like I did with Dakota, let me pass it over to you. And what would you like to say?
I'm very proud of you and what you're doing and all the work you've put into this and how hard we've worked to get this basement done. Yes, we. And it's just, I'm excited. I'm thrilled, and I want to help you in any way that I can and be a part of it.
I think it's something that we've talked about a lot too. It's creating your own happiness, creating your own environment, creating your own. Again, we don't get out of the house very much. Even before the 3 year ago pandemic starts, we really didn't get to go out much due to our son's health issues. And then these past 3 years have been extremely difficult, but not new to us. We had to adjust. We had to do a lot of things. As I spoke with Dakota, and I'll speak on here with my wife about too. You know, we go through everything that any normal family goes through. We go through the ups and the downs. We go through the depressions. And I think during the pandemic, I think we all got hit pretty hard. But I think there were tough times, of course, as with any family. But I think it also helped us find ourselves. Because I think we realized, okay, you know, the world is different now. The world has completely changed, and we have to change. It was, like I said, before COVID, it was a very difficult life for our family, and now it's become even much more difficult. We don't get to go out very much. I think in the past 3 years, I think you and I have actually left the house on a date 2, maybe 3 times, if that.
Maybe.
Yeah. And we're kind of used to that. We're kind of used to the focus always being on the chaos that goes on here in this house 24/7 nonstop. But it is nice to get a little bit of a break. Like I said, I talked about with Dakota the other night. We talked about it like at night. I said, after a long day, what do we like to do? We like to sit down and find stupid on TV. So basically right now we're creating stupid because we're usually looking for stupid. Now we can watch this and we can watch stupid.
That's right.
You're stupid because that's what you like to do. You like to just turn off and not see anything. And this thing is very tiring and very stressful. So you put that down, you find something stupid on, you relax a little bit, and we just laugh. I think laughter has always been a part of our relationship. We've been together, I'm going to get in trouble now. How long now?
We've been together a total. Oh, we've been married 25 years.
We've been married 25 years. That I know because we just had the anniversary. Right. But we've been together.
Total, we've been together 29 years.
And we never had a fight. 29, wow. Okay, we're coming up on 30.
Yeah.
All right, somebody's going to have to tell me what you buy for 30. What is 30? Like paper, silver? I don't, this weird things. Or isn't it like, I have no idea.
I don't know. I don't even know what you would give for paper money. Like you just hand your wife money, like on an anniversary. It's just odd.
I don't know. We have to find out what the 30-year anniversary thing is, and we'll have to
we'll
have to make something up, I guess. But getting back to the laughter has always been our stress relief, our way of really dealing with everything that we do. My stand-up, which I cannot wait to get back to someday, hopefully, get back on a stage. I dealt a lot with, I joked a lot about what goes on in this house. And I think to some people, it's one of those things where, again, I'm going to stand up for comedy. It's one of those things where if you read what I said on paper, it would seem possibly harmful and hurtful. But I had a very proud night at Caroline's one night with Mr. Donnell Rawlings. I was opening for him. And I was doing a lot of my jokes about what goes on in this house. And it's very personal. It's about my son's, medical issues and things that he goes through and seizures. And it's a tough thing to do, but being able to share it and letting the audience know and letting them see, I'm not just telling you a joke that I wrote, I'm telling you a joke that I lived. And I think they understand that I'm laughing at it because that's my therapy and that's my way of dealing with pain. And when I got off the stage the one night, Donnell grabbed me by the shoulders, and he was emotional in the eyes. And he said they have to love you to be able to laugh at you like that, because I had him, and it was a proud moment. And again, it's our thing. It's always been our thing. Going back to this, to about how comedy is such an important part. We've always enjoyed comedy. We've always been funny. We've always, everything has always been laughter. And then when our son got sick, everything kind of stopped. We didn't know what was going to happen. He was in really bad shape.
Nothing was funny.
Nothing was funny. And we didn't know if we were going to be able to laugh again. And this guy right here, in a way, kind of opened it back up. It was, I think it was 3 or 4 weeks into our son contracting meningitis, and he had been in a PICU for 3 weeks, and then we were transferred to a rehab hospital. And at that point,
we lived there for months.
But when we first got there, he was in such a bad state. He was in a medically induced coma at the time. He had been given last rites many times. He wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to be doing half the things that he's doing today. He's not. We'll get into that later. But he was in a really bad place. We were in a really bad place. Our lives were just completely shut down for those 3 or 4 weeks. We got to the rehab hospital. I think we were settled in a couple of days. I think Jenny finally went home, gathered up all the bills and everything, and because we had to still continue on with life. And she brought all the mail to the hospital. And when she brought all the mail, it was a stack of mail. It was stuff for us. It was there was a DVD in there, and the DVD we had pre-ordered. It was the Chappelle Show first season. First season Chappelle Show. We watched it while it was on Comedy Central. We absolutely loved it, and I think we probably ordered it as soon as we heard that it was coming out. Absolutely. That came in. So my wife comes with all the stuff, and I remember starting to sort through and looking through things, and there's this Chappelle Show DVD. And I remember I picked it up, and I remember the state that I was in. It was, you could take this back home. We don't need this right now. We can't use this right now. And I think it was just as I put it down, I think we both kind of looked at each other, and I think it was a moment of, no, we need this right now, because we've just had 4 weeks of, yes, an extremely difficult time in our life, a traumatic time in our life, but we had put laughter aside. And if I can give anybody any advice, if you're going through an extremely traumatic event, just look at Lil Duval. The man was just in a horrific accident, and he's been laughing since he woke up. But again, it's about, I wish that we hadn't wasted those 4 weeks not laughing, but I'm glad that we kept that DVD. And I think that night in our room, there was another wonderful family with us. Yeah, there were 4 families with us in our room. And we popped the DVD in, and we sat there and we laughed, and it brought laughter into the room, and it was the uncensored version, and there was cursing going on. But again, you have 4 children with major issues. I think the only thing
Jaden was the oldest, too.
Yeah, Jaden was the oldest.
3, the other rest were babies.
And he was a deaf mute at the time, so it didn't even matter what was going on.
He
but
was still in a coma.
We laughed in that room. And it was nice to see some of the nurses and some of the doctors came in. and they enjoyed it. There was one or two nurses that were kind of like, "Do you think this is appropriate?" And we were like, "Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
But again, it was the laughter, and how important the laughter is to us. And since then, we have pretty much joked about everything.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. As tough as it is, the situations, the messes, the seizures, the just everything that goes on in this house. We have to learn to laugh at it.
We laugh every night. We laugh, and
Yeah.
a lot. No matter how crappy the day was, we always end it. Whether we watch something funny or we watch something regular and we make it funny with our comments throughout the whole time, we always make that part of our.
That may be another show someday.
Yeah.
Our commenting just on, again, mindless TV. We just enjoy that and just tear people apart. So maybe we wouldn't be able to air that.
We might just record it for
we
ourselves.
just might record it
to
for
watch.
ourselves. But yeah, that's
That's what we do every night.
yeah. We miss live comedy. We used to go out to a lot of live comedy. I mean, unfortunately, hopefully we'll get back to that soon.
Well, we do our own live comedy for each other
Yeah.
every night. So, I mean, we miss seeing other live comedy, but we still have each other, and we still make each other laugh. So,
And Dakota too, another comedian, and Jaden too. Jaden has his own extremely different sense of humor, and he definitely makes us laugh. He knows how to make us laugh, and he's another one too. I've talked about it with Dakota, and we talked about it here a little bit about with the depression and how we all play our roles, and we all kind of look out for each other, and we all kind of give each other space when needed. But we also know that okay, it's time to pick
to
this one up.
intervene, right.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like I said, I'm going to get into a lot more about my son in another episode. But with everything that he goes through and that we go through, he lost. I've always said this. My son has lost an awful lot when he got meningitis, and he had 2 strokes and severe brain trauma, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, daily seizures. He lost a lot, but there were two things that he had before he got meningitis that he held on to 100%, and that is his love for people. Wherever he goes, he's Mr. Mayor. He likes to wave. We get on an elevator, and it drives me crazy now, especially COVID times. But he's got to wave to everybody, and he's got to say hi, even with the masks on and everything. He's Mr. Mayor. He loves people. When we used to have events, he would want to hug everybody. He just puts his hands out, and he just wants a hug. So he never lost his love for people, which I'm extremely grateful for, and even more grateful, he never lost his sense of humor, and that is just something. Again,
That's priceless.
it's priceless. We watched the same Mr. Bean episode. It's Mr. Bean Goes Back to School. If you've ever seen that one, it's again, Rowan Atkinson is God in this house. That's why I had him on. He was my first guest, I believe. That's right. If you can look back, Rowan Atkinson was.
Robin Williams.
Oh, Robin Williams was. That's right. Robin Williams and then Rowan Atkinson. So, yeah, you're following in some good footsteps here, Dakota. It's there have been some important people on this podcast so far. But again, it's the Mr. Bean starts our every day. And Jaden just wants to watch that every day. He acts out a lot of the scenes. We need to record that because that would be absolutely amazing. Just the way that he sees things and the way that he reacts to them and the way that he does them. And again, it's every single day we watch this, and every single day we still find the humor in it. So thank you, Rowan Atkinson, for making us laugh with the exact same thing every single day. Because
and then repeated
several
times.
Yes, the tank crushing the classic Mini. Of course, since I own one, it always breaks my heart. I cringe when I see that. But Jaden has his play tanks and play cars, and he recreates the scene. And then Mr. Bean crying, and
That's what we do.
We're constantly creating and laughing.
Yeah, no, it makes it. That's a good way to start the day because we know he's already going to be in a great frame of mind. He's already been laughing. We've been laughing with him, so it just works.
Yeah. What else would you like to talk about? Anything in particular that you would like to bring up?
Well, I think you touched on the fact that we've had to do things differently the last 3 years and really slowed it. I mean, we've always been a little slower than everybody else because of our situation and of what we can do, but for me not to have to run around and do 500 things and we're all just in the house, and you really do look at yourself more and start to self-reflect. And that's been, I think, wonderful for all of us,
Yeah.
because we have really learned a lot about ourselves. We've grown a lot. And it's been so healthy. So I don't even mind that we haven't even been out and about, especially with the way things are. I feel like we're not really missing out. It's really crazy. And we've really grown as a family, as a couple, as people. So I think it's been a really good 3 years in that, aspect.
Yeah, I think we're in a phase of kind of like growing, because we went through the ups and the downs, and I think we're growing. I mean, you just basically did a whole remodel of the upstairs. A wonderful job with that painting. You decided just to redo the living room upstairs. We live in Jenny's mom's house. We lost our home when Jaden got sick, so but we have this big, old, but wonderful house, and we've been making changes to make it more comfortable. Like the basement down here, like I said, this has been storage for the past couple of years, and you couldn't even move. And now it's an extremely fun place. I mean, we have the little area here. We have the bar. We have gaming. We have instruments, music, and I think we're just trying to. I think it started with the playroom. I think when we redid the playroom. And I think we realized, okay, because going in there with the way it was painted, it wasn't an uplifting room. And I think once we changed that, I think that was kind of the start of.
That was right. That was like right before. It was like the year before the pandemic, because we had done Dakota's room.
And the Dakota's room was the start of, hey, we
that
need to
was like,
right, because we went fun. Yeah.
That was so much fun, and you don't have to do a lot, and you don't have to spend a lot.
Yeah.
But just like painting and redecorating and just organizing everything. And the playroom was just amazing. We love spending time. It's very calming. It's nothing what it used to be. So we just kind of trickled down finally to the rest of the house. I mean, not major stuff, but like we spend a lot of time in the living room, so it just made sense. And now Jaden gets to see something new every day too, because we're constantly doing things, and he loves it.
Yeah.
So
he's always happy to help. We've just been doing a lot of this is our world, and not getting out much. We have to make our world as fun as possible. This has to be. It's wonderful to see everybody out and about and doing what they do. But again, our life doesn't allow us to do that, so we have to create our fun right here, and that's what we're doing.
You have to create your own happiness.
Yeah, and
no
we
matter
are.
what you're doing, no matter where you are.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's been great. I really do. All the changes, all the physical changes that we're making around the house, and then all the changes we're making, and then always supporting each other. You have something you want to do, Dakota and I, we want to support you. Dakota has something, it's like everybody supports one another. You guys helped me out with all the decorating and all the ideas I had, so everything's a team effort. So
Team Singer.
It all works.
It does. And that's how we roll.
That's how we roll.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Anything else? Just keep doing this. We're just going to keep creating, and we're going to keep reinventing ourselves until we find where we need to land.
We are going to keep the world laughing.
Always.
And spreading positive energy.
Well, we always keep each other laughing,
Yes.
so now we're just going to share it with everybody else.
Yeah, that's what all you can do. And you know the ending. Peace, love, and laughter.